Who's ready to get a little bit better? If so, comment yes right now in the comments, because that's what we're getting ready to do right now. Woo! Okay, I want to talk to the husbands. Question I have this conversation so many times in masterminds, coaching calls. How can I be a better husband? Now, ladies, I'm gonna talk to the husbands, but everything I'm getting ready to share is completely transferable for you. So how can I be a better husband? The thing is, we're asking that question because it feels a bit mysterious, a bit unattainable at times to be a better husband. I mean, fellas, have any of you felt like I'm trying, but it's not working? If so, gentlemen, give me a little hand raise in the comments. And it can really feel ambiguous. It can really feel like, there's a secret sauce and I haven't found it. And how many have just ever thought, like, somebody tell me how to do this? Well, I've been married for 21 years. I haven't learned it all. I've watched my parents be married for 55 years or so. And I've learned a lot from the people in my life and from my own journey. And I haven't learned everything, but I got 3 things that if you do these 3 things, you're gonna be a better husband, better spouse, ladies. It's gonna work. Number 1, here you go. Are you ready? How can I be a better husband, a better spouse? Number 1, love better. Is it really that simple? Love better. Not just love better, but love more intentionally. Too oftentimes we're leaving up to chance how we love our spouse. We're not being intentional. We're not being even methodical. That might sound a little weird when we're talking about love, but we've got to get intentional at a much higher level and stop leaving it to chance, to circumstances, to how I feel. Oh my goodness, if you only love when you feel like it, you're in trouble already and you really need this video. So love better. Can I give you the most practical way for you to know how to love your spouse? Because some of you think you're loving her, but you're not loving her the way she wants you to. Great book, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Go online, the 5 Love Languages quiz. It's free, you can take it, you definitely should, you and your spouse, and it will tell you about the 5 love languages. Number 1, physical touch. Number 2, words of affirmation. Number 3, acts of service. Number 4, quality time. Which one? Oh, and then number 5, how can I forget gifts? Because that's my wife's number 1 love language. I had a massive epiphany about this one. This summer, we were on sabbatical, and I thought I was doing good on this gifts thing because we had bought a bunch of stuff, and she'd asked, and I'd said yes, and she'd asked, and I'd say yes, and I hadn't been saying no very much. I thought I was knocking out of the ballpark, and then come to find out, because it was not a gift that was wrapped, that was thoughtful, that was premeditated, none of that counted. I didn't know. And so the way that you love your spouse better is to love her with her love languages. It's easy to love her with yours, but that's not what she wants. My love language is words of affirmation and physical touch. I can give that to my wife all day, every day, and I do. But what she really wants is she wants quality time and she wants gifts. When I give quality time and I give gifts, that fills her love tank, and that's what I have to give her. So, love better. Get intentional. Take the love languages test. Love your wife better. That was a little bit longer point. Number 2, listen better. Oh my goodness, men. Like, ladies, you should do this, but men, I know you have a hard problem with this, because I do too. Because we listen so that we can do what? 1 word, 3 letters. We listen so that we can fix it. Yes, I know, because that's what we do. That's what they want, right? No, they don't want you to fix it. They want you to listen. And if you want to be a better husband, you need to listen better. One of the greatest keys to do that is to get better at asking questions. So when she talks, you can't just wait for her to get done so you can say what you were thinking. You can't just like nod your head and smile. Like, gentlemen, come on now. We are famous for this, just nodding our head and smiling and moving on. You got to stop that, and you've got to listen better. Ask her questions. How did that make you feel? What are you really saying? Like, I heard you say this, but I'm not sure what you mean here. So ask clarifying questions. Ask probing questions. Ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. How are you feeling? What are you thinking about that? ask her questions and she will know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are listening. Now, here's the other thing. You've got to seek first to understand rather than to be understood. So listening means that I'm giving her my undivided attention. Now, ladies, of course, you don't want to do this for your man. This is only for the men. No, please, ladies. Sometimes the guys don't feel like you're listening to them either. And so we all could get better at listening. So seek first to understand, not to be understood. That is a powerful thing. If someone feels known, heard, valued, significant in your life, if you do that for your spouse, it is going to increase the quality of your relationship. It is going to bring greater joy and fulfillment. And who doesn't want greater joy and fulfillment? So, love better, listen better, and this is huge. This is huge, and this is one that most people are resistant to. Number 3, get some help. Tell the truth and get some help. You can't do this on your own. You need to get around some people who've done this a little bit longer than you, maybe had some experience. It's good to have some people that are right where you at, navigating the same things in the same season. But you need some people who are going to mentor you, who are going to be able to give you wisdom, who you can use as a sounding board. I've got all kinds of people in my life who've been married longer than me, who are wiser in their experience in their marriage, so that I can ask them questions and say, am I going crazy here? Give me a little help. And so you need to seek out and pursue mentorship and relationships with people who can help you be a better husband, be a better spouse, people that can relate to you. Now, if you're a believer like me, or let me just say it this way, you need to find people who align with your values if you're going to allow them to mentor you in this area. There might be some people that have a great relationship, but they're not going to mentor you in business, but they have a great marriage relationship, but they need to align with your values as well. So seek that out. Even the guy videoing this behind the camera right now, he's an awesome dude, great friend of mine. But I know several years ago, he's younger than me, and he and his wife got intentional and said, here's a couple couples that we want to make them our friends. And not only did they set that intention, they put it in their calendar, they pursued it. Some of y'all are waiting for some people to help you, but you're not willing to do any work. Go out there and pursue the right people that can make you a better husband, a better spouse. And I tell you what, if you do these 3 things, if you make a decision to say, I am not satisfied with where I'm at, it is not a mystery. It's not ambiguous. It's actually pretty simple, but you have to execute these things with consistency and intentionality. So how do you become a better husband, better spouse? Number 1, you've got to love better. Get intentional. Tap into the 5 love languages. Find out what your spouse's love language is and pour love on her. At the end of the day, you don't know what's been going on, and you say, hey, how are you doing? Where's your love tank on a scale of 1 to 10? And if she says it's at a 2 and you know what her love language is, you can fill that tank through acts of service or words or gift. You can fill that tank if you know what her love language is. So love better. Number 2, listen better. Stop talking so much. Ask some questions so that you can hear and understand. Resist. No, it's hard, but resist the urge to fix and lean in to the necessity of listening to your spouse better. And finally, get some help. Get mentors, get a coach, get a counselor. My wife and I leave for a week, the end of this next month. We're leaving for a week of intense marriage counseling to get some help. We have a great marriage. I love my wife, 21 years, but you know what? We're gonna get some help to see what we can't see on our own, and you should do the same thing. Get some help. Listen, you guys are amazing. You should go out there right now, get off this video, and give your greatness to your wife, to your husband, to the people you love most. Give your greatness to them today because they need what is on the inside of you. I love y'all.